The house is a dream, and we are all living in fairyland, wrote Mina Edison to her mother, February 15, 1910. Today's adventure is Thomas Edison's estate, his winter estate, here in Fort Myers, Florida. The home was originally built in 1886 with some additions done in the 1920s. And it's pretty much, after some restoration work, it's pretty much as it was when he wintered here. So let's go take a look. Edison's winter home was completed in 1886, but continued to evolve through the years. Today it reflects the home appearance around 1929. The first floor of the separate wing originally served as the kitchen, and above it was the support staff bedroom. After the renovation period of 1908 through 1910, the kitchen became Thomas and Mina's bedroom, while the room above it was used by their sons, Charles and Theodore. The main portion of the second floor included 3 bedrooms and a bathroom that was not added until 1902. One room served as a spare bedroom for close family friends, while the original master bedroom was used by Edison's daughter Madeline. The last room was Madeline's sitting room. They call this the sitting room. Purchase of the guest house in 1906 allowed the Edison family to entertain and house important guests while reserving the main house for private family use. The Seminole Lodge guest book reflects Edison's status as an international icon. Names such as Forbes, Colgate, Kellogg, Ford, Firestone, and Hoover can be found among the pages. And this is the library. They have it all decorated for Christmas. What a view he had, huh? The den. Dining room. And here we have the kitchen and butler's pantry.
This area, along with the Moonlight Garden behind it, is where Edison's original 1886 laboratory once stood. It allowed Edison to continue experimenting while in Florida, and was built at the same time as the main house and guest house. Have you ever heard of a moonlight garden?
Edison was now in his 80s at the time this little office was built, and Mrs. Edison created an adjacent moonlight garden to the office to have an outdoor area. It was very much a formal garden area.
Mrs. Edison commissioned the nationally renowned landscape architect Ellen Biddle Shipman to design a moonlight garden.
What's interesting about the moonlight garden is it's actually an outdoor room. It's completely surrounded by lattice walls. The bougainvillea on the lattice walls is the original bougainvillea that Edison had climbing on his laboratory many years before. Many of the flowers here are scented primarily in the evenings. There's a great deal of insect life and bird life that's out at night, so the whole garden environment changes here on the riverside after the sun goes down. And this garden area really takes advantage of that.
By the 1911 winter season, the family and staff no longer had to travel downtown to the Royal Palm Hotel pool. No, Edison had a bathing pool built right on his own estate. Next door to Thomas Edison's winter estate is the estate of Henry Ford. And his winter estate, they were good friends and liked to winter together down here in the Sunshine State. Who could blame them? The Henry Ford home was built in 1911 and is an example of the American bungalow architectural style. From the exterior, one can see the characteristics of cedar shingled siding, wide and covered porches, gabled metal roofs, and dormers with decorative beams.
The Ford estate is known as the Mangles because of the abundance of these trees. Both Ford and Edison enjoyed the wealth of plant life here. Ford's property had many fruit-bearing trees and plants, including grapefruit, oranges, pawpaw, guavas, and coconuts. And the family had a vegetable plot. Clara Ford also had a love for roses, maintaining a large rose garden at the family's year-round estate in Dearborn, Michigan. She shared her love of gardening with Mina Edison. The cottage was originally intended as a caretaker's home. After Ford purchased the property, additions were made, including a single garage bay and accommodations for a chauffeur. A car, no doubt a Ford car, was stored in the garage.
A 1929 Ford Model A and a 1917 Ford Model TT truck. Edison, Ford, and Firestone formed the Edison Botanical Research Corporation in 1927 to find a fast-growing natural source of rubber that could be grown in the United States. The banyan tree was one of more than 17,000 plant specimens that were tested during this project. Ficus trees, such as the banyan, produce a fair amount of latex. However, labor costs and the tree's slow growth made this option impractical for Edison, who was looking for a plant that could be harvested several times a year. the original pay-per-view. Many consumers first experienced a motion picture through a peephole viewer. The first kinetoscope parlor opened in 1894. Viewers paid 5 to 25 cents to watch a silent film less than 30 seconds long. The office was the communications center for the laboratory. Here, Edison and his staff wrote and received correspondence, weighed plant samples, drafted garden plots, and kept a research library. So this was all for plants, for trying to find a good source of American rubber.